It's happened a lot where people say, I would love to do what you do, but I can't. I can't because I've got Raynaud's, or because I'm too old, or because I'll fall over, or I'm too thin, or nobody wants to look at my body in this, and blah, 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 blah. Stop overthinking it. Just do it. Turn up, do it. Do it once. If you don't like it, you never have to do it again. Find out what happens to you. So what I say hundreds and hundreds of times every year to people is, yeah, but do it. Just do it. Somebody said to me years and years ago, oh, I would never be a runner, or I'd never be able to do it. And I just thought, you know what, as I got a little bit older, I thought I'm gonna have a go at this. So after about 15 years of this, my body was a bit broken, and I decided that I was gonna give up all endurance, everything, that's it, I'm not doing this any longer. And somebody mentioned the ice mile to me. Now, I never heard the ice mile, I only heard the word mile, not the word ice. And I thought, oh, how hard can this be? It's just a mile. But it's a mile in under 5-degree water wearing just a swimsuit and a hat. And so I threw away my wetsuit and I went into the sea. It was 13 degrees and I was like, wow, this is cold. But I was intrigued by the challenge of it. So I started swimming throughout the winter thinking I would get this ice mile done very quickly, but it actually took me 3 years to train for the ice mile. I was swimming here around Pembrokeshire in the winter in a swimsuit and in the summer in a swimsuit. Now in 2014 it was quite unusual to see people swimming in swimsuits in the sea here. It isn't any longer. You can go anywhere in Britain now and you will see thousands and thousands of people swimming, but in 2014 they weren't. So I was a bit of a spectacle, and I'm quite loud anyhow, and I screamed a lot and used to swear. People would just come up to me and go, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh my God, what are you doing? And a few people started joining me, and what was quite a lonely thing at the beginning then became more of I could see this community growing around the water. And so I decided that we'd call ourselves the Blue Tits. And that was 11 years ago.
I think what's magic about a sauna on a British beach, you know, we have these really beautiful beaches, particularly here in Pembrokeshire, but the water's still really cold. So I think holidaymakers and surfers and locals have combated that with wetsuits for years and years, and that's a beautiful thing, and it makes it really accessible for people that they can go in the sea with a wetsuit. But I think what a sauna does is it really lets you go in the sea and really get that amazing feeling that you get from a cold swim in the Atlantic in a really beautiful, pristine environment, but you actually get to warm up and feel really nice and relaxed and warm afterwards in the sauna. I really wanted to build a sauna for White Sands because I felt like it would be a huge addition to the community and to the beach here, and I really wanted to make something where I could use the skills that I had in terms of building it, that really made something that was really fun and nice and healthy and good for the community.
Not having access to saunas and to the sea, I think, I can really feel how different that is. So when we go to visit my family in Sweden, I go for sauna every single day. And I just imagine what it would be like living somewhere where you could do that. You know, you just pop in for sauna before work every day. And I'm like, wow, that would, even nothing else changes, that would improve my quality of life immensely, basically. The feeling of calm that you get after being in the sauna really like carries through the whole day. I feel as like tired and full of endorphins as I do if I went for a really long workout, even though I haven't done that. It's obviously quite a long-lasting effect. I find it very useful if I'm doing something stressful to do that first, because then I'm really quite chill and can get through the rest of the day, basically. Obviously, I mean, this is the same here as well. I think sometimes when you're older, there can be quite a bit of social isolation. You really see a lot of older people go there every day. It's very clear that that is a very social aspect of their lives. And it's also incredible, you know, sometimes we can be very focused on youth in terms of like strength and vitality. But some of the swims that those people do, I could never. And they are twice my age. And they're like, oh, just go in, it's fine. And I'm like, no, you are stronger than me. I will never be like you.
The sort of deep-rooted motivation for me to build a sauna and have a sauna at White Sands came from my dad. My dad loved to swim in the sea, and from childhood all the way through his life, and there's a pond on the farm where we lived, and he swam in that pond every day year round and absolutely loved that. And then he got Parkinson's disease. And as the disease progressed, that became more and more difficult for him, but it also became more and more important to him. It really gave his life a bit of joy, that he really, that was really a special thing. And also going in the sea at White Sands a lot as well. But as he got sicker with Parkinson's, it became more and more difficult. And what ended up happening to him in the end is that he would go in the cold water, but his body wouldn't warm up properly afterwards. So he'd go and swim, and that was great, and he'd feel good. But then he'd have to go to bed for the whole of the rest of the day with several hot water bottles, and he just never ever got his core temperature back up again. I really thought, oh my goodness, if he had a sauna to go in when he came out of the sea, it would be completely transformational. And sadly, he died just before I managed to get the sauna finished and up and running. But that was a really strong bit of my motivation. And what turns out to be really amazing about running a community sauna at White Sands is that I get a huge number of people who definitely wouldn't be going in the sea year round and definitely wouldn't be getting as much access to this incredible resource that we have in our community of White Sands Beach. I think that's had a really hugely positive impact on a lot of people's lives, which is really gratifying for me.
It is crazy to me that you would swim without having a sauna. I don't understand how you could do that. I mean, obviously I've done it, but it really makes such a difference, I think. I think it can help you really push yourself in terms of facing the cold water. I think it's much easier for you, obviously, to go into the cold water if you have already been really warm before. And it's just something about that hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold that's really quite addictive as well. I think for me, more than just the cold, cold, cold.
So many things you can do when you're in the sea. You can go for paddles, you can go jumping, you can surf, obviously. I personally could never live away from the sea because after I spend a week away from it, I want to get back in. And I just always want to be in the sea. And if I just can't surf it or go in for a certain amount of time, I just get a bit sad and a bit grumpy. After getting out the sea, I'll usually feel really hungry and tired because I only get out the sea when I'm hungry or tired because otherwise I feel like I'll miss it. It's not the same tiredness as if I played a full game of football. That tiredness is oh, I'm tired, I want to go home now. After I've surfed, I'm tired, but I want to get back in immediately. I just can't because I'm so tired. The thing that makes me keep going back to the sea, when I go back in, it's always just as good as it was before. But if I've had one good session in the sea, that'll be enough to last me for 4 bad ones.
It is of course possible to go in and swim by yourself in open water, and sometimes it is beautiful. The sun might be setting, it's a sunny, lovely day, the sand is warm. You go in and you just relax, and all you want actually is silence. It's lovely by yourself if you want that calm, but actually the community is what, for me and for thousands of other people, is what makes it fun. I mean, today you would have seen that not everybody swam. Some people paddled, some people didn't even paddle. So they came just for that, just the sitting down, the drinking of the coffee, the talking rubbish. I don't often talk about oh, it's so good for your mental health. Oh my goodness me, it's so good for you. And it's all this and that. It's not me. But it actually is. It's the whole package, the community, the cold water, yes, gives you that hit. It clears your brain. For that moment in time, all you can think about, all your brain can think about is survival. Oh my goodness me, what's she doing? What's she doing? All systems go. Get the blood to the heart, get the blood to the heart. Keep her alive, all this kind of stuff. So your brain empties just for that moment in time. So any rubbish that is in your brain, it's gone. If I'm having a bad day, I've had some crap emails, I don't feel very well, I got a bit of a headache, whatever, the last thing I want to do is go into the water. But I know that if I do go into the water, it's gone. All the rubbish is gone. So that is my continuing experience of cold water. Really, really good for your brain.